I am David, this is Joe, and today we're going to review Venom.
Rawr. Alright, so Venom. It's rated R, and it's just so good. It's just like Deadpool. Oh, it's not.
It's rated G,
Oh,
and
might as well be.
there's no scary images.
No. So this is Venom, and it's rated PG-13, starring Tom Hardy and
Michelle Williams.
her. Michelle Williams from The Greatest Showman. So Venom is about Tom Hardy's character, Eddie Brock. He is a reporter, and he's a little down on his luck lately. And he stumbles upon this symbiote from space that turns him into a giant rage monster that wants to eat people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's about that, yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about why critics hated this movie, and it seemed like the fans loved it, or enjoyed it at least.
At least for the most part.
Yeah. So I think the problem with critics, for the most part, is they want a very technically sound movie, and it's not what this is. Like there's some things, if you think about it, the story kind of falls apart, and there's a lot of moments where, the tone kind of jumps around, but I feel like it's something different. I feel like it's a dark comedy or almost like a comedic noir, like that old kind of detective feel. It's kind of gritty and dark and a little campy, but it has its own voice. And I think the critics, they want something like, perfect chemistry between Michelle Williams and Tom Hardy, and it wasn't great, but
I would
it
have liked
did the
more
job.
chemistry
Yeah.
than what they had.
And I think they were just looking at it as a movie and not as a comic book fan or not as a Marvel fan or Spider-Man fan or anything. I think for most of the fans, we wanted to see Tom Hardy play Venom. Honestly, Tom Hardy and Venom, that's all we need. You throw those things together.
Yeah.
No trailer, I would have went and saw it.
And I think that's actually where my problems with the movie are, though. Is I wanted more of that. Because that's what I wanted to see, and that's actually what I ended up liking in this movie was Tom Hardy Venom. And it's just, there's not enough of it in this movie for me.
And see, I think there was enough for me to enjoy it. Like, I had a good time, and I know a lot of people complained about the villain, but I thought he was okay. The actor gave a great performance, and he was believable, and I can totally see a Silicon Valley CEO thinking that's it, I'm gonna save the world, and just be totally ruthless and at all costs, and just push these things through and try to get it done. And you could tell he was very just direct and demanding. The only thing I would have liked is if he would have affected the plot more directly. If he had gotten involved more. I know he indirectly affected Tom Hardy's life. He got him fired, which eventually caused Michelle Williams to break up with him, and it set up some crappy situations for Tom Hardy. But I don't know, they could have found a way to make those two come together more.
For me, the villain didn't work for me as much as I think it did for you. I thought a lot of his decisions that he made were just dumb when I first saw it. If I try to think about them more, then sure, I can rationalize them. But just from first watching, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the decisions he made. I didn't like some of his line delivery, and I don't think that was his fault. The dialogue in this movie is just not very good. Not coming from somebody who's amazing at writing dialogue or anything, but it's just watching the movie, just some of the stuff they say, it just seems, dorky, and a lot of the stuff the villain says I thought was dorky, unthreatening, and just...
Well, I think that's the vibe they were going for. It was sort of campy,
Yeah.
kind of had it was funny. I laughed a lot.
And I think I appreciate if they were going for that. It's just not what I wanted to see, so I don't think I liked what they were going for. If that's what they wanted me to feel, then I don't want to feel it. I don't want to not like the villain.
It's a movie that didn't take itself too seriously, and I think that's what they were going for. And on some level, we've been spoiled with Marvel and their serious tone for most of the movies. Even Thor Ragnarok, Like that was a funny movie, but like its tone was so consistent.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like a better quality movie. But just because something's great doesn't mean that something can't be good. I think Venom is still good.
Yeah.
And it's totally enjoyable if you're a fan of Venom or if you're a fan of Tom Hardy. And
Yeah, I think it's good. There's, in movies when a villain is trying to kill the hero and they have a moment where, the villain thinks that he's got the hero.
Mhm.
He thinks, oh, I know where the hero is. He's vulnerable right now, so I'm going to send my men after him, that kind of thing. And you're kind of like, oh, crap.
Mhm.
How is the hero going to handle this? I can't believe he knows where he is, these kind of situations.
Yeah.
But in this movie, I was like, I hope he finds him soon. And I hope he sends as many men as he possibly fucking can at Venom so that he
Yeah.
can whoop their ass. Like,
Yeah.
that's what
And I think that's the point. That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Is you don't really fear for the character. It's more
Yeah.
about enjoying. Like I was just looking forward to seeing him fuck up everybody.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
just,
wanted, and I kept wanting him to hurry up and like. But I think they wanted you to feel like somebody betrays him or something like that. I don't want to give too much away, but there is a method in where he finds out something about Eddie Brock, and that's why he sends his men out. And I think they want you to be like, oh man, now he knows, man. Yeah, this sucks, but like.
I think if they wanted to do that, they would have sent people more after the people he loved and really like went for the throat. Whereas
Yeah.
in this one, it's kind of just like, okay, we know where Eddie Brock is. Just send shit at him,
Yeah.
and then even after when he takes it, even after when he takes the initiative and actually starts going after them, it's again just kind of like, I want to see him in a room full of people just fighting them,
Yeah.
and that's what you get. It's what the movie is.
Yeah. But I don't think I got enough of that.
No,
I
I
think
would
that's
have loved
one.
more
Yeah.
of that for sure.
Yeah, I think like one of the, I think 3 or 4, maybe I think only 3 Venom fight scenes, like Venom fight scenes.
Mhm.
And I think like one of them is not even fully Venom. He's not Venom the whole time. He's partly, but he's got some Venom stuff
Mhm.
in him. You see it in the trailer when he like throws his arm out and it's just that black
Yeah.
stuff that comes out.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to see that. If I wanted to see something
I
like
enjoyed
that.
that. See, I like that. I like the
Right.
Eddie Brock. He's still him, but he could use those powers and has
Yeah.
Venom. Like they're sort of fighting for control
Mhm.
as far as like what to do. Like, should we not kill these people, or we should kill them, eat their heads, pile their bodies in the
Oh
corner.
yeah, that was
You know?
funny. Like they had funny moments in those fights that I laughed at, and I was enjoying myself. I thought even Upgrade did that better because they had the same dynamic. There was a guy who was doing this stuff, but he wasn't in control. And the thing in his mind, he's talking to it and saying, "Oh, should we really be doing this?" And the thing's like, "Don't worry, I've got this." But the kills were so brutal in Upgrade that it made it so satisfying and funny also because he doesn't want to do this, and the guy's face is like, "Oh my god, I really don't want to do this." And I think this one, since it's not rated R, we don't really get brutal killing. So Eddie's just like, "Hey, stop! Oh no, you threw that guy against the wall, and he might be dead."
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of room for improvement, and I think
Yeah.
if they would have made it R, it would have been a lot more satisfying, like
Right.
seeing him cut people's heads off and things like that. And if they could have been more graphic, I think it would have been great. That's what people really want to see
Yeah.
when it comes to a movie like this.
And I think even going into this movie, I kind of knew that the sequel would be better. It's just one of those movies that, like, even like Power Rangers,
Mhm.
like when Power Rangers, the new one that came out, I guess like a couple years ago,
Yeah.
when that came out, I already knew before I watched that movie
Mhm.
that the sequel would probably be better. Because these movies that are setting up a character or characters, you don't get to see that guy for very long.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine. I get they have to set up
Yeah,
this
it's an
world.
origin story.
It's an origin story.
Any sort of origin story has to spend a lot of time.
Yeah,
The character battling with the idea of becoming something else.
right.
And so, of course, the sequel is going to be a lot more exciting. They can really develop the villain more, and they already started with. Well, I spoil it, but like they already started. By the end of this, you'll see hints towards another villain, and that should be even better. And I'm really hoping that they kind of look at what they did wrong in this one and fix it and make it better. And I know a lot of people's complaints were the villain, and it looks like the villain's going to be more exciting in the next one, so that's already an upgrade.
And even who plays him will already. Like the actor will take it into his own hands, maybe.
Yeah. So as far as the rating goes, I would give Venom a 3.5 out of 6. It's fun, and it's made specifically for people who want to see Venom and Tom Hardy together. If you're not really interested in Venom and you want to just see like a really good movie,
Yeah.
you're not going to like this. But if you like Venom, you'll enjoy it. You'll have a good time. You'll laugh. It'll be great.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 3 out of 6. I have to go just that 0.5 lower, just because I think it's a movie that you should go see. I don't think it's like a skip. Don't go watch this in the theater. I think like go out and see Venom because it's a fun movie, but I think it just had so many things that was missing for me personally that I wanted to see more of in this movie, and that justifies the rating for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know what you thought. I know a lot of fans enjoyed it. I know a lot of critics hated it. And
Yeah, so
comment
where
what
are you
think.
on the
Yeah, where are you on
spectrum?
the scale from fan to critic?
Was it missing Spider-Man in your opinion? It wasn't mine.